Welcome to today's Daily Thought. Yesterday we started off with a wee joke, and so I thought, well, give you another joke today. An American arrives in London for the first time. He's making his way to his hotel from the airport in a taxi, and he's looking at all the buildings. He's asking the taxi driver about the buildings. What's that building over there? He says to the taxi driver, I'm not going to attempt an American accent. This guy's from Texas. And the taxi driver says, that is the Tower of London, sir. Say, do you know we could put a building like that up within 2 weeks back home in Texas? Driver says nothing. They drive on a little bit further, and the passenger points out another building. What's that building that we're passing now, he says. That's Buckingham Palace, says the cabbie. That's where the Queen lives. Is that so? Says the Texan. Do you know we could put a building like that up within a week back home? Again, the driver says nothing. Then they're passing, just a few minutes later, Westminster Abbey. What's that building over there? He says. By this time, the taxi driver is thoroughly fed up with all this, and he says to the Texan, you know, I don't know what that building is. It wasn't there this morning. This week we're thinking about the power of words from the book of Proverbs. Our key verse is Proverbs 18 verse 21, which says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. And today we're thinking about boasting, something that Texan liked to do. That idea of puffing yourself up, making yourself seem superior, more important than other people. Here are some Proverbs, some verses from the book of Proverbs. Chapter 25, verse 27 says this, it's not good to eat much honey, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory. You get the picture? Eat too much honey, it's rather sweet and sickly, you end up being sick. Well, equally, it's just as unhealthy to be going around promoting your own glory. Or Proverbs chapter 27, verse 2, let another praise you, and not your own mouth. A stranger, and not your own lips. That's good advice, isn't it? I mean, you certainly face the temptation of getting a big head if somebody else praises you. But if you're praising yourself, well, I'm afraid you've already got the big head. Somebody's once said this, that people who sing their own praise are usually off key. And they often find that as they sing their own praise, then they do so without any accompaniment. How true that is. One last verse from Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 32. If you have been foolish, exalting yourself, or if you have been devising evil, put your hand on your mouth. Now there's some fantastic advice that I'm sure we could all do with from time to time. Putting your hand over your mouth. Stopping those words coming out when we know that they're only going to be designed to puff ourselves up, to make ourselves look good, to praise something that we've done ourselves. Don't do that. It's foolish. It's sickening, says Proverbs. Instead, the way of the man or woman of God who's seeking to pursue the path that God has for them, it's the way of humility, the way of modesty and self-effacement. So be ready today to put your hand over your mouth. Whenever you feel that words are about to come out that are only designed to make you seem better, more superior than somebody else, whenever you're about to boast. God bless.